talking. Mm.
Look at me and answer. Oh Lord, my God. Give light to mine eyes. Oh Lord, I'm nothing without you. Look at me, Lord.
Okay.
Look at me and answer.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Music Bridge. I want to apologize for the delay because we had some internet challenges. We had to switch venues because of some little internet challenges. But we are back by the grace of God. We'll be going straight into our session in a jiffy. I want you to just enjoy the spot of music video from my dear friend and sister Mabongi, who is going to be our guest and resource person tonight. Once again, this is a platform to just help us cross from where we are to the next level before the lockdown is over. We are, I believe, trusted believers on this platform. And if you're not a believer, you're welcome to join the fold of Jesus Christ. He's our Lord and our Savior. We are here to just learn more about how we can apply everything about music to church and bring glory to Jesus. Thank you once again for being faithful to this very, very platform and this orientation. Wherever you are joining us from South Africa, from Nigeria, from Cote d'Ivoire, from China, Ukraine, London, US, you're all welcome. Right back, just soak this video. We already have Mabongi.
choice is in you. Salvation. Heal me, Lord, and I'll be healed. Save me, Lord, and I'll be saved. It's my prayer. This is my prayer. This is my prayer. It's my prayer. Answer me, oh Lord, I pray. Heal me, Lord. I'll be healed. Save me, Lord. I'll be saved. It's my prayer. Oh, this is my prayer. It's my prayer. It's my prayer. Answer me, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. I pray, I pray, I pray. Answer me, oh Lord. I pray, I pray. Answer me, oh Lord, my Father. I pray. It's me, oh Daddy. I'm calling out to you. Hey, if you heal me, I know I'll be saved. Heal me, Lord, I'll be saved. Save me, Lord, and I'll be saved. If you heal me, I will be healed. You came to give me life in abundance. Save me. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. It's my Mabongi crying out, God. Save me. Hear my prayer. Hear my prayer. Oh, hear me, Lord. I'm calling out to you. Hear my prayer. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you.
Wow, 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 wow. All right, so we don't have much time. We'll take this video. Let's take this video after. Yeah. Once again, thank you all. And we're ready to go. Hello, Mabongi. Okay. Well, if you just join us, this is the Music Bridge. My name is Pastor Edwin, and I'm hosting this all the way from Ghana. I'm so excited to have you join us. We have 200 people on the line now who are hungry to learn. I trust that your books are ready. We are going straight into what we are here to learn. So tonight's session is Practicum, and we are going to learn about vibrato and all that. I'm going to leave that to my friend and my sister. And tonight's is a bit special because she will just share what she wants to share and walk us through after demonstration, and we would allow you to call in and share or pass your remarks and ask your questions. We want to close before 9 o'clock so we can stay within our time. So get ready, Mabongi is here. How are you, my sister?
I'm great, Pastor Edwin. How are you doing? And hello to everybody. Thank you once again for joining us, guys. We really appreciate you. So I'm very well, thank you, sir, and thank you for having me.
You're really loved, my dear. Thank you so much, and thanks to Gerald Farrell. I know he's behind the scenes smiling over there. I will be
Yeah.
having him one of these days to talk about songwriting. But
Mm.
we are ready for you. And how's your day been?
My day has been okay, actually. It really has been a bit quiet. I didn't realize I was tired till around 5-ish, like this evening. So I took a bit of a nap and then woke up and then freshened up to get ready for this session. But my day has been great so far. It's been so cold here today. Oh my word. I was actually worried
Oh,
about my voice a bit, but everything is great. We are doing well. Everything is great, sir.
thank God. We thank God. We are also
Yeah,
doing well by the grace of God.
that's
Ah,
awesome.
well, we know that you have got some tips for us. We want to open up our minds and our heart. We are ready to warm up. We are ready to exercise. Share with us some
Yeah,
of the things that God has blessed you with in these areas, and
all
then we
right.
will go into question time. So, thank you for joining us once again, and let's receive Mabongi Mabaso, all the way from South Africa.
Thank you so much. Okay. So I'm laughing because, as you mentioned, JP, my husband is in the background. So when you say let's welcome Mabongi Mabaso, it's like it's actually Pharaoh. Pharaoh.
Sorry,
So
let's welcome Mabongi
it's
Pharaoh.
okay.
This is Mabongi Pharaoh. Sorry, Gerald. Sorry.
No, he's
It
just
is
playing. So
well.
don't worry about the setting is pretty much new to me. So I'm only trying to get used to it myself. All right, I don't want to waste much time. I really just want to get into it. I know once I start talking about music and singing and all that, I could literally go on all night. But
Mm.
I just pray that God will help me and
I mean,
and
the way
and
you are
bring.
tying your hair means we are ready for battle.
Look, I am so ready. All right, so I just wanted to get my hair out of the way.
No problem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, where I would like to start is actually here. So, as a point of departure, I feel like it's important for us to understand our instrument and how it works, so we know how to use it and how to take care of it best. All right. So when I say our instrument, I'm talking about this built-in instrument. This is so cool, right? So our instrument is built in, which means when we take care of our bodies, when we take care of ourselves, we are taking care of an instrument, right? So our vocal cords are like two strands of muscles, right, in our windpipe, inside what most people call the voice box, right, also known as the larynx. So that's an important factor to start with there. So your vocal cords are like two bands of muscles like this, these two little guys, like think about an elastic band, right, they're sitting inside your windpipe, inside your voice box. So this is a great thing, because imagine if it was in the other pipe, in your esophagus, for example, when you're drinking tea, you would burn them or something like that. So they are safely sitting there in your windpipe, right? So that's an important thing for us to know right there. And for them to function at their best, they need air, right? So every time you exhale, that's how you make sound. So before I have to say something, I must inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I can be able to actually speak something, which brings me to my next point, that is breathing, right? So our breathing is a key point. Oh my word, it is so crucial. It's so crucial. I can't stress this enough. Like, your breathing is very crucial to your singing, right? So since we're talking about breathing, as long as you're alive, you are breathing, right? And how a singer breathes is literally how you are breathing as a person normally. But what we do is we strengthen that, or we take advantage of that way of breathing, and we just run with it, right? So most people don't. I know some of you once or twice have heard other music teacher or other singing teachers talk about diaphragmatic breathing. It's basically breathing into your diaphragm. Well, obviously the diaphragm is like this muscle somewhere here, around your belly part. When you breathe, it moves up and down. I know you've heard about that. I want you to kind of put that aside for now. The reason is, I feel like most of us, as soon as you mention the word diaphragm, we're like, what on earth is that? That's why I want you to think about it, because some of you don't even know where it is or how it works. So just put that aside. we're just going to talk about breathing as natural as it is, right? So the best way for you to breathe as a singer is, well, my teacher liked calling it breathing into your stomach, but we all know the stomach is not for breathing. But what she meant was, when you take a deep breath or when you inhale, you keep this top part of your body nice and relaxed. And that way you're able to maximize your lungs and everything down here to be able to breathe right, to be able to breathe right. So that's where your diaphragm is, but I want you to think about that. Now, the perfect way of feeling how your body reacts or how your body moves when you breathe is when you're lying down on your back, right? So I'm already giving you guys homework. So you're gonna lie on your back before you fall asleep tonight. Like, before, like, when we finish this, I want you guys to try it out. So you're gonna lie on your back, nice and relaxed, and you just breathe in and out normally. Okay, you're gonna put your hands around your. Okay, let me stand a bit just to show you. There we go. So your hands are gonna be around your tummy area. Just to help you feel how your body moves when you breathe in and out and in and out. And that is how you're supposed to breathe as a singer. So that kind of breathing, I mean, you don't have to think about it. It just happens, it's almost involuntary. When you're breathing in and out, that's how it happens. And that's how you're supposed to breathe as a singer. Because the moment you if I can say, let's all take a deep breath. It's just that I can't see everybody. Okay, so my screen is here. That's why I'm looking down here. I can't see everybody, but if I can say, all right, everybody, let's take a deep breath. I know half of you will go, that is definitely not the right way of breathing as a singer. Because the moment you go, you are inhibiting your lungs using your chest. You're kind of doing this to your lungs, and then they're not able to work at their best potential, because the moment you go, you are inhibiting your lungs. Yeah, I think that's the best way of putting it. You inhibiting your lungs from taking in air. But if you can just sit the way you're seated and relax and take a deep breath without moving your shoulders up or your chest out, you are able to take in enough air, or a lot more air than you would if you had to do this. Try it now as I'm talking, right? So just take a deep breath, try and stay relaxed, chest down and shoulders down. So I was actually able to take in more air than so the moment I go, that's all I can do. But if I'm nice and relaxed, so that is the best way of breathing as a singer. I hope I'm not going too fast, okay? I probably won't be able to see your comments if you're commenting, so we'll talk about that as soon as I'm done here, right? So the first breathing exercise that is really important, or that will help you increase your breathing range, if there's such a thing, but in just easy way of putting it, your breathing capacity, is you inhale, right? I always advise my students to inhale through their nose. I know it's not as easy, especially when you're singing. You are Alpha and Omega. Most of us are used to breathing in through our mouths because, it's in the heat of things. The song is moving. You don't have to think, oh, I need to inhale through my nose. The reason is that it's quieter to breathe in through your nose, and I kind of feel like it makes life easier. But it's not a train smash if you breathe in through your mouth. Maybe someone has got flu right now. So you just inhale and you exhale using the hissing sound. Now this is the hissing sound, right? So then go as long and you can time yourself, right? Time yourself so you can track your progress, right? And then check this week. Okay, this week I was able to do 8 seconds. All right, that's okay. And then the following week, or in the next 2 weeks, and when you do it every day, you have to be doing this every day, each and every single day. You can do this 10-15 minutes before you go to sleep, for example. I promise you, in 2 weeks or so, you'll be like, hey, the first week I could only do 8 seconds. Now it's week 2, and I'm actually doing 15 seconds, which is really good. This just says if I have a phrase that is longer in a song, I will be able to survive. I'll be able to hold on through that. So you just inhale using your nose. Even if you're using your mouth, it's still okay. So go as long as you can, as long as you can. It also helps you to learn how to retain air, right? You need to be able to retain air for as long as you can. You must be stingy with your air. This is the only thing that you're allowed to be stingy with, right? You must be very stingy with your air, because if we're singing a song and some other songs don't have like a lot of time to be able to breathe, where you are Alpha and Omega, I've got enough time. We worship you, our Lord, you are worthy to be praised. Then the silence again. So I have enough time to take air, to take in air here and there, but other songs are actually moving as quick. Therefore, you need to be very frugal with your air. Right, allow me to pause there. So those are the two things that I want you guys to do. And this breathing in and using the hissing sound, I want you to do it each and every single day. Do it every day. Do it every day. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it. And tell me how it's going, can just write on my Facebook wall. It's just Mabongi Mabaso, or my page is just Mabongi. Just write to me and tell me, hey, how is it going? Since you taught me that trick, I've been trying it and this is how it's going, or I'm struggling with it, and I'm always here. I'm very happy to help you through that, right? So going past that, the next part I want to talk to you guys is warming up, right? As church singers, most of the time warming up, we're like, what? We don't need to warm up. Just wake up in the morning, the 8 o'clock service, we're just on top of things. Praise and worship is going, we are right there ready. But warming up is going to help conserve your voice. Oh my word. It's going to help protect your voice for such a long time. It's getting colder. Here in SA, it's winter now, which means singing for me is becoming a bit harder and harder, because if the weather is a bit cold, then the muscles around my throat, they also tense up, and that makes it really, really hard to sing. But if I can take my time and warm up, do a proper warm up, by the time I have to go and lead praise and worship at church, my voice is like, yes, I'm set and I'm ready to go. So warming up is easy, right? I'm going to give you two tricks that will help you warm up. The first one is humming, right? Humming is so gentle for your vocal cords. It's very, very, very gentle, and it's really, really good for you, right? So humming is the first one. Especially after just waking up in the morning, I sound really husky. I sound very, very hoarse. I sound, my talking voice sounds lower than it does right now. So if I can start by humming after a few minutes while I get ready, I'm ironing, take a shower or whatever, preparing for service, anything that I'm doing, by the time I have to leave home, then I'm, actually maybe not perfect, but then I am on my way to getting there. Now, the second trick that I'm going to give you for warming up is what I call lip trills, right? This is my go-to warm up thing. Like each and every time I don't have time to sit down and, go through a few scales on the keyboard, I do my lip trills, like driving to the venue or driving to church or on my way to church. I do my lip trills anytime, every time. Even when I'm not preparing to sing anyway, but I feel like there's a bit of phlegm on my throat, I just do a few lip trills and drink a glass of water, and voila, I am good and ready to just continue with whatever that I'm doing. Now, lip trills is this, right? I know it sounds silly. I know it sounds really silly, but I promise you it works. Oh my word. The reason why it works is because I'm creating vibrations with my lips. So this is a fun fact right here. Did you know that your lips, your tongue, and your vocal cords are actually connected? I know, right? That is such a cool fact to know. They're connected. Don't ask me how. God just made it that way. I found it very interesting as well the day I found out. But your lips, your tongue, and your vocal cords, they're connected. That's why when you do this, after a while, you start feeling like something is kind of getting off on your throat. That is such a great thing. So it's so gentle as well. It's the gentlest thing on your vocal cords. If you once sat on a massage chair, for example, it's got these vibrations and your body just feels nice and relaxed. That's exactly how your vocal cords are feeling at that time. Like, oh yes, keep going. We really like this. It's so good for you. It's so gentle on your vocal cords, and it helps to get rid of that phlegm that you want to cough out. Okay, so humming and doing lip trills. Now, with your lip trills, you're gonna start on your, you're gonna start where your talking voice is. So no straining, nothing that crazy. So this is how you'd start. Okay, so because we're creating vibrations with our lips, you're gonna feel an irritation around your throat, sometimes around your forehead, like on your face. That is good as well. It is really good for your face, because when we sing, we don't just use our lips alone, but I use my whole face. Sometimes I smile when I sing. I need my cheeks, I need my eyes, I raise my eyes, I close them, depending on what the song is saying. So my whole face actually works with me when I sing, which is great because those vibrations are actually getting the face to kind of wake up and just get into the groove of things. So before you go and sing, you can just start by humming like 5-10 minutes, and then do lip trills for another 10 minutes. It depends from person to person how long it takes to warm up, right? It takes my voice a little longer to warm up, but it could take you 15 minutes, something that would take me 30 minutes. It could take me 30 minutes to warm up, but it could take you 15 minutes to warm up. So it depends from person to person. But you know your own voice. You will feel like you should listen to your body, you should listen to your vocal cords, like, okay, I think I'm ready to sing. Most of the time with me, if I'm not yet ready, when I talk, even when I just talk normally, it feels like my voice is cracking, like it was doing. Even now it kind of cracks a bit here and there, to show that if I had to sing, I'm not too warm to be able to sing. But you should be able to feel it. Okay, it kind of feels like I'm getting there, I'm getting better. If you're not sure if you're ready, if you're warm enough to sing, just sing something, nothing too strenuous, la la. Then you actually realize, hey, okay, I think I'm good, I'm ready to go. Right. So lip trills and humming, these two, they really work like a charm. So with your lip trills, as I said, you're gonna start where your talking voice is. Keep going. After a while, you're going to lift it up a bit. Right? So the moment you go lower and higher, your vocal cords kind of stretch a bit. They start to stretch a little more, like an athlete that is getting ready to either play soccer or to run or to do whatever sport that they have to do. They warm up first. So you should think of yourself like an athlete as well. Before I get into my sport, which is singing, I must warm up and do all that. So with your lip trills, you can try it even as I'm doing it now. I know I won't be able to hear you, but you can just give it a try now. And I know someone might be saying, but I can't do this. What? How do I do that? Sometimes if you can't do it, if you put your hands around where your teeth kind of meet, somewhere here, it kind of helps. So some people that couldn't do it, the moment they put their hands here, it really just starts to work. Okay, allow me to move on from there. And I want to talk about this is an important one for me. And I was so grateful that Pastor Edwin was like, please do talk about this. We're going to talk about pitch stability, right? We're going to talk about pitch and being able to sing in key, or being able to hit the right note at the right time. So as a singer, right, our instrument where with a keyboard, a C will remain a C, whether I play it today, whether I play it 10 years from now, whether I played 10 years ago. The moment I just go to the keyboard and hit a C, it's just going to sound like C. But with our voices, it differs from day to day, right? On a good day, you can sing and you're so happy with yourself, like, oh wow, I was able to hit notes that higher than and on a bad day, like, what's happening today? And when I say bad day, I'm not saying where things are going AWOL in your life. Things like weather, they affect our voices. If it's too cold, then to struggle, as I was saying earlier, then it becomes harder to sing. So you're warming up, it's even more key there. Then you must drink like a warm beverage or drink some tea, that really, really helps. Coffee normally dries out my throat, so I stay away from coffee altogether. If I need a warm beverage, I rather go for just tea. Tea is easier and it's actually better, and put a bit of honey in there and a dash of lemon, not too much because lemon can be a bit scratchy as well. And then I'm ready to go. So as a singer, it's important that every note that goes out of my mouth must be on the right pitch, right? So with guitarists, okay, especially guitarists or saxophone player, they're constantly tuning their instruments, even in the middle of the gig. For example, they'll play a song when they're done. I see this with guitarists and bass players, tuning, making sure that my instrument is in tune. Singers, we literally must be tuning each and every single note. I know that is something else, but each and every single note that goes out of my mouth, it must be on the right pitch, and it must be on the right key. Okay, I'm gonna ask JP to just help me a bit. He's in the background. I'm gonna ask him to just hold a few things so I can just demonstrate something. And once he's getting ready to do that, so your ears, right? These two things at the side of my head, they play a very big role. So if you can't hear it, I'm afraid you can't sing it. So it's important that you get your ears used to hearing sound, to hearing music, and all that stuff. Right, before JP helps me with what I need, he doesn't know what I want him to play yet. I'll let him know just in a second. But singing is a mind thing, right? Singing is a mind thing. I can't remember if last week it was it Niela that said something like that singing is a mind thing, or maybe it was Pastor Isaiah, I can't remember, but one of the mentioned that singing is actually a mind thing, right? With me, visualizing things actually helps. Now, when you have to sing a note, please hold F for me, the key of F. All right, whilst he's helping me with that, with trying to hit the right note at the right time, or being able to hit the note exactly where it is and not sing below it. So if you sing below the note, you'd be a bit flat. If you sing above the note, you'd be a bit sharp. Hopefully I'll be able to show you guys what I mean by that as soon as we've got sound from JP's keyboard. It was on just now. Okay, so this is how I want you to think of hitting your notes, especially a note that you feel like, oh my word, it's a bit high. Think of hitting the note like coming from okay, so this is my note, right? I know this is going to be a bit weird, but this is the best way that I can actually explain this to you guys. So let's say this is my note. I need to hit exactly where my hand is. This is my note. I want you to think in your mind. Don't think of coming for this note like coming from underneath to being able to hit this. I want you to think coming from up, actually coming from higher, to be able to hit this note. Okay, are we winning with the sound? Okay, so while it gets is that the key of F? Oh yes. Let's take it to F. All right. So you just give me just the root. All right. So I want to hit that note, la or la, depending on how your range is. Don't think of it as la. Most vocalists, we've got a thing where we scoop into notes, la, la, la. I kind of fight with most of my students with that. It's a natural thing. I don't know, as singers, somehow we just find ourselves scooping into notes, la, la. And if you have to sing it like that, you will probably get it wrong. But if you can think of coming from higher and kind of landing on the note, la, la, and when you open your mouth, more, that actually helps for you to be able to sing in key. So if there's tension around like la la la, that won't help the situation at all. So you need to be nice and relaxed. And when you sing, your note should not come from your throat. La la. Allow your gut. Allow your I don't want to say the stomach because the stomach's over breathing, but let's just use that word for now, right? If you have enough air that you have taken, remember we were talking about that breathing exercise in the beginning, so you're gonna have enough air. La, la. So in my head, I'm kind of thinking of the note la, but if I can la, then it's easier for me to sing under the note than on the note. So I hope this is making sense. I'm kind of starting to sweat a bit up in here. All right. Okay, so your ear becomes really, really crucial to this. Now, the way to, or a way of getting used to, of being able to sing on the right pitch for me, because I was also not like perfect. I'm still not perfect, but I think there's just an improvement from Mabongi 2-3 years ago, for example, to me now. Is I learned to sing my tonic solfa, right? So tonic solfa is just take me to C. Let me hear C. Do re mi fa sol la ti do, right? Do ti la sol fa mi re do. Now, being able to sing that just so okay, I know for some of you it's like, oh, you've lost us, Mabongi, please take it back. So for some of my students that can't do this, I just get them to sing la 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 la, which makes your ear start to respond to all these things like, oh, okay, just give me a note somewhere, like anywhere, just hit a note somewhere, right? And if you're one person that struggles to hear pitch or to hear where a note is, you can hit that same note again. I hope you guys can hear a bit of my keyboard there. La la la. So it helps when a note is played like that thing, and then you listen to it first and hum it to yourself before you start vocalizing it. That's another way of practicing being able to sing on key. So when you hear a note, give me another note. La. Hey, that actually works. It actually matches the note that I hear. So you can actually do that. I've got some exercises that I've created. I don't know how. I would love to share that with you guys. I'll try and find a way. I'll try and find a way. Maybe put them on my website or something. But I'll try to find a way to share these exercises that I have created myself for my students. These are things that I've been using, and things that I really do hope they will help you guys. So being able to sing a pitch, those are some of the things that I feel that you guys can do in order to be able to sing on pitch. So whenever you hear the mind, our mind is such a powerful thing. I would always tell the sopranos, especially in our choir, that okay, guys, whenever you hear a note that you feel like it's high, the moment in your mind you say, oh no, that's high, I won't reach it, believe me, there's nothing your vocal cords can do, because you tell them what to do. Of course, we're gonna be careful singers, and we're not gonna just go crazy. We start measuring if we really can do it. So I always say to them, don't block it in your mind first, but say, okay, I think I can reach that, and just try it first before you like, that is actually really high. So that whole visualization thing really, really works for me. It really, really works for me. And when you start to sing higher and higher and higher and higher, think of your vocal cords as I said, like as an elastic band that you, I wish I had like an elastic band around here that I could show you guys. Think of your vocal cords. Remember we said it's two bands of muscles that are sitting like this in your in your windpipe. So think of them as when you sing higher and higher, they start to stretch. Ah, ah. So think of it that way, that whenever I sing higher, it's not just me trying to hit a note that is high, but I'm stretching my vocal cords more like an elastic band to be able to reach that high note, or to be able to hit that high note. So so it will take a bit of time, but you guys will definitely get used to it. Okay, please take me back to F, Master Pharaoh. La. Right, we're gonna do a little exercise. La. Yes. So if you're very familiar with the tonic solfa, which is just do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, you can use that. But for me, I feel like this is an exercise that is, excuse me, you only have like 5 pitches, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh yes, using numbers as well. Using numbers works, right? Using numbers works. So instead of going la, you can use 1, 2. Okay, this feels like 5 for some reason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So take us maybe from F and then move a semitone up with that. Yes. One more time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then take it to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this actually really helps. It's gonna help your ear to open up. It's going to help your ear to hear a little more. And oh, okay, and the moment you move up in the next key, then you're starting to hear things a bit differently as well. Because I have met some singers that if you reach a certain level of going high with your notes, they can hear you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But when you go to the next key, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then you move to the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The moment you go to the next one, then it's like something kind of happens in their mind, and they're struggling to hear what is happening. As I said, I'm gonna find a way of sharing these exercises with you guys. Maybe I'll just post them as videos. I don't know what's the easiest way, because now they're just audio. So maybe I'll try and post them as videos, or find a way of posting it so you guys can actually access it and use it to practice. Okay, I really hope you guys are still there. So this same exercise, you can use your lip trills. So for me, I feel like when you can it's hard to sing anything using lip trills, right? Because all these vibrations, they just wanna scatter all over the place. But then the moment you can go, please give me A flat maybe. That's you warming up and kind of sharpening your ear and getting your vocal cords used to singing on key or on pitch. So another thing that I really like about doing all these vocal exercises as a singer is that you can do one thing that works on your hearing, your singing, and your breathing at the same time, because then this line I would want you to do it in one breath, right? So take in enough air, right? Again, so it becomes a bit hard, especially when you go to la 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 la, right? Opening your mouth helps to hit the right notes, right? Because now when your sound is coming through la, it's fine. I can be able to hit it now because the key is a bit low. But if I have to sing something slightly higher, take me to B maybe. La, so la. Okay, okay, I just kind of shifted into my my head voice right there. But if you have to do la, so if you're gonna use this part of your body to sing, it's not gonna work out really well. So as I said, when you open your mouth, it becomes easier for sound to travel through you, right? So la la la, right? Still on the same subject, let's just talk a bit about vibrato, right? I'm sure you've noticed that when I hit that high note, there was a bit of like a bit of a shaking, a bit of a vibration on my voice. Help me get there again. So la, right? That's vibrato. That little ah, that is vibrato, right? Most of the singers that I've met, or some of my students, what I try to teach them is to use a little less vibrato, because what they do is there's vibrato everywhere when they're singing. They're probably singing we what's the song? We magnify your name. We magnify your name. There is nothing wrong with using vibrato, but too much of anything, this is just a general rule, too much of anything can't be good, even if you've got a beautiful vibrato, but the moment it's everywhere in your singing, now we're gonna be like, okay, it's gonna just be too much. It's like too much sugar. It's just gonna be too sweet, and you don't want anything to be too sweet. You just need the right amount of sugar. So vibrato is more like that little beautiful thing that makes your voice sound really great. So you need your vibrato to be controlled, and you need it minimal as well. So if I'm singing alone, I can kind of go crazy, but if I'm gonna harmonize, if there's three of us, let me not even go to like a lot of numbers, it's gonna be difficult to match three wiggly voices at the same time. So if there's soprano and alto, and then there's tenor, and then there's the three of us, and we're trying to harmonize, if we're all putting our vibrato everywhere, our song is going to get a bit messy. So that's where you kind of want to start toning it down. Okay, let's do a quick song, right? Nothing too hectic, nothing too crazy. Take me to take me to E flat. Okay, maybe that's a bit high. Take it a whole tone down. Jehovah is your name, right? At the end of my phrases, it works beautifully if I have like a bit of vibrato, right? Okay, sorry, I'm gonna try and talk and sing at the same time. I'm gonna try and talk and sing, all right? Let's go again. So that's where we are. Jehovah. So what I'm gonna try and do is try and also make you aware of breathing points in a song. It becomes important to plan, okay, this is how the song is when you're still rehearsing. Yes, of course. Okay, this is how my song is, and I've got these opportunities to be able to take enough air so I can sing the next line, right? Let's go again. Right, so that's where we are. Jehovah is your name. Just a bit of vibrato, right? Jehovah is your name. Jehovah is your name. Jehovah is your name. Okay, so just hold on right there. I know I was singing loud at some places, singing a bit soft at some places. That's what we call dynamics, okay? That's what we call dynamics. I just want to check how long I've been going. That's what we call dynamics. So dynamics is just that soft and loud, soft and loud, soft and loud. It brings a beautiful color, for lack of a better word. It brings a beautiful color in your song. Okay, so while I'm at this, I'm gonna show you guys as well to use your chest voice. So your chest voice, as I'm talking, I'm using my chest voice. That's my chest voice. Your chest voice is when you're talking to somebody who's just right next to you, like, yo, what's happening, my friend? 1, 2, 3, 4. That is your chest voice. But your head voice is more when you have to talk somewhere a bit higher. Hey, hey, hey. Like if I have to talk like, hey, somebody across the street, for example, then I'll be tapping into my head voice a bit, then switch into my falsetto, which is a bit even higher than that. All right, so I'm also gonna show you guys the difference or the beauty of using your chest voice, which is where my talking voice is, my head voice, or my falsetto. Okay, I didn't really prepare to sing anything, but I feel like it's a bit important for me to show you guys. All right, let's go one more time. I'll try and sing and maybe talk afterwards. Right? I really do hope you guys are picking a few things. I know I'm kind of going a bit fast. Take me to, because my voice is a bit breaking. It's slightly cold here. Are we on D flat? Take me to C or B. C. All right, take me to C. Jehovah is your name. Opening your mouth, remember? Jehovah is your name. Jehovah is your name. Jehovah is your name. Take me to the next part. Mighty warrior, great in battle. Jehovah is your name. Okay, I was running out of breath there. So, mighty warrior, great in battle. Jehovah is your name. Take me to C sharp. Jehovah is your name. Bit of vibrato there. Jehovah is your name. A long note. Jehovah is your name. Jehovah is your name. I'll try and use my full voice on this one. Mighty warrior, great in battle. Jehovah is your name. You are the mighty warrior, great in battle. Jehovah is your name. Take me to the next key. Oh, mighty warrior, great in battle. Jehovah is your name. Right? A little is always a lot. So, mighty warrior, great in battle. Jehovah is your name. All right, let's do one more key. Oh, mighty warrior, great in battle. Jehovah is your name. So I'm more in my head voice. Mighty. So that was a bit in my falsetto voice, but I think I've shown you guys what I wanted to show you. I hope you guys have picked up a few things. Please, I really can go for another hour just talking about like a whole lot of stuff. Okay, so maybe one last thing that I'd like to mention is your posture when you're singing. right? So try not to slouch, or especially when you're sitting down. So when you're sitting down like me, I'm sitting at the edge of my chair. It allows me to just not to be squashing this part of my body that I need to be able to sing. You know, if I'm gonna be singing like this, it's gonna be hard for me to sing. Or if I can just sit back and it's gonna be a bit hard to sing. But if I can sit at the edge of my chair, I know in our choir rehearsals sometimes we rehearse sitting down, right? So as a choir leader, or as the worship team leader, just get everybody to sit at the edge of their chair. And now they're singing ready. So that it helps me to breathe even better. It allows my posture to be really really good for singing. So if you're standing, you I know I'm gonna be a bit out of focus and all that stuff, but you just wanna stand in a way where you are not what's the word, you just want your feet to be firmly on the ground, and your chin should not be up or down. Your head must just be nice and level. If you're not sure if you're standing right, just raise your hands like this, just straight above your head. It's like automatically your body kind of just aligns itself when you raise your hands up. So if you're not sure if my posture is right for singing, just raise your hands, just kind of feel, all right, I think I'm good. Then you can put your hands down. That really helps. So your posture is really, really important, because it helps you, your body is able to work with you when you're trying to sing. Okay, Pastor Edwin, I hope I kind of covered quite a few things that I wanted to share with everybody. Please allow me to stop there for now, and we can start taking questions. And I think other things that I might have forgotten about will come up when we start doing questions, and hopefully I'll remember other things as well that I'd want to get into when we start taking all these questions. But thank you for giving me your time, you guys. Thank you so much. So all those questions that you were having whilst I was talking, I think we can start taking questions. Over to you, Pastor Edwin.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So let's go straight into the
Thank you, sir.
question. If you have questions, please show by your blue hands on the participants corner, and you would be invited to ask questions now. So let's show by our hands if you have questions. Let's go straight to Bridget Efe. Bridget Efe. Please, when your mic is released, tell us your name and where you are speaking from. Hello, Bridget.
Is Bridget there?
Let's see. Can we unmute Bridget? Okay. Okay, let's see. Just give us a second. Can you unmute? Okay, let's go to the next person, Manso Abigail Mamle. Few people are watching us live on Facebook. If you are, we are listening to a Practicum session with Mabongi Mabaso Pharaoh. And she's taking us through some vocal. So, yeah, we are in our question time. Mansur Abigail, please tell us where you are calling from.
Hello, I'm calling from Tema. Hi, Mabongi.
Hi, my dear.
Okay, I love hearing your voice, and thank you for the lessons.
Thank you so much
And
for
my
tuning
first
in.
question is, my first question is, how do you know, how do you identify your voice as a singer? And then the second one is, how do you control your voice on a high pitch without cracking it? And I was waiting for the rounds and the reeds, but it didn't come. So that is
good. Let's go to Gabriel Ashon. We have Gabriel. Gabriel Ashon.
Okay, sir.
Please, why are you?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm speaking from Dansuman. So, hi, Mabongi.
Hello,
I want
sir.
to ask. Okay, so I want to ask,
Mm-hmm.
can when you overwork, can it really affect you? because we are looking at all these warm up and stuff to get ready to sing. So
Oh,
is there a point where we can overdo it?
I didn't get the first part. Did you say over warm up?
Yes.
Okay, so you wanna talk about over warming up?
Yeah.
All right, sir.
I want to
I'm
know
just
its
writing it
effect on the voice.
down. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Let's go to Mamiama.
Hi, good evening. Please, I'm calling from Takrade.
Hi.
Hello, dear. Mommy.
Thank you very much for your lecture. So please, I want to know a little more about the mixed register.
Okay.
Yes.
Please, the next register, as in school register or vocal register.
Vocal register.
Okay. I
Do
think
you say the mixed?
Mixed vocal register.
Okay.
Yes.
Bridget.
What do you want to know more about? Like maybe you can help just to or you just want me to talk a bit about that?
Yeah, Mamiama.
Okay, maybe
Hi, Pastor Edwin.
Yeah. She's asking what you wanted
is
to
you
know.
just want me to talk a bit about that.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. All right. I'll do that.
Thank you very much.
Bridget.
All right.
Oh, Bridget is still not talking. Okay. I see Gerard Ferro. Okay, your husband is going to ask you a question. Interesting. Mr. Ferro.
I'm going to ask.
Your husband wants to ask
My
the
question
question.
is simple.
Yes.
How's it? My question is rather silly. I didn't think you'd see my face or my hand up. But how can you control yourself? You know, sometimes as believers, we have this thing that now the Lord is taking over. And so it was the Lord, and I just pushed myself too hard to the point that I kind of break either my voice or I hurt my vocal cord. How do I make sure that I keep the spirit of a prophet and a prophet, so to speak?
Okay.
Okay. Great.
The
Thank
spirit
you.
of a
Thank you so
vocalist
much.
and the vocal.
Miss Josie. Miss Josie.
Yes.
Josie, you're
Hello.
welcome. Tell us where
Thank you, Pastor Edwin. My name is Joyce. I'm speaking from East Legon, Adrinkano.
Great.
Yes, yes. Until recently, I discovered that when I sing and for like an interval of 1 hour, I lose my voice quickly. And
Okay.
then, yes, yes. So I want to know, is there something that I'm doing or something that I'm not doing that is causing that? So I would want you to help me in that regard.
Okay.
Thank you, Josie. Let's go to TMC Music.
Hi, Mabongi.
Hello, how are you?
TMC,
I'm
tell us
good. How are you?
where you are speaking from.
I'm speaking from Fafraha, Accra.
Okay, all right, great.
Okay, so my first question has got to do with our vocal registers and the transitions. You know, sometimes you be doing like how you were able to apply from your chest and then you switch to your. Is there any practical technique into how you're able to do the transitions? And
Okay.
my next question is, how do I find my favorite key? I mean, a particular key that I can use for probably, is there anything like a favorite key for all songs that I would ever pick? And maybe my last question is, how do I release tension in my voice? Thank you.
I missed the third one, sir. Please repeat it.
The first one has got to do with vocal.
The third one.
The third one. How
The
do
third
I
one.
release tension in my voice?
Yes.
How
How do I release tension?
how do I
Release
release
tension.
tension? Oh, that's such a great question. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, TMC. Let's take two more questions and then we would come back again for. Let's go to Victor Hazel.
Hi, God bless you so much. I've really learned a lot.
Where are you
I'm
speaking from?
calling from Chester in the UK. I just wanted
From
to
where?
ask, what Chester in
Chester in the UK. All right.
the UK?
All right, great.
Yeah, when you were singing, when you're demonstrating with Jehovah is your name, your dynamics were so spot on, and it almost looked like you're doing it unconsciously. It was just inherent. And for an upcoming singer, how do you know when to go soft, and like how do you control it in the middle of a song?
Did you get that, Mabongi?
I think he wants to know about control. The first part you said
It's controlling
how
dynamic.
to control your dynamics, or where to go in, like where to go next type of vibe.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Like when to go hard, when to go soft. How do you control it?
Oh, okay.
Carol Jane Addo. Welcome to the Music Bridge, Carol.
Thank you very much. Thank you,
Tell us where you are speaking
Thank you.
My name is Carol and I'm speaking from Mataheko. So my question is, how do you effortlessly modulate within a song, moving from one key to the other? If you can suggest certain exercises, vocal exercises, that would help one do that easily whenever a song is being sung.
Okay.
Mabongi Mabaso is in Ghana. Okay, just for you to know.
Oh, okay.
Not another country. Okay. We'll take the last. We'll take the last question for this round. We have some time for questions. So,
Okay.
Effizi Keys. Oh my God, Effizi Keys Prince. I don't know what that means. Welcome to the Music Bridge, Effizi. Hello. Hello, Effizi Prince. Hello. Okay, let's go to Tony. The last question from this round. Tony.
Okay, hello, good evening. I'm Tony. I'm calling from Cote d'Ivoire, the residence of the ambassador. Please, my first question
of the ambassador.
How do you? Yeah.
Tony, did you say the resident of the
ambassador of Ghana? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ghana ambassador residence. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right. Please go ahead.
Okay. Residence, the ambassador. That's how we call it.
That's
my area.
Don't tempt my
area
French,
name.
please. Don't tempt my French.
Please, my question is, when you want to modulate, how at what time do you modulate in the music, and how do you modulate? Please, can you teach us more about modulation? That's my question. And my second question. Sorry, I should have even greeted, because I should have even greeted bonsoir as we are in the evening.
Saba.
And my second question is,
Yeah.
My second question is, how do you identify your key, your own key to sing with your so that suits your voice, a key that suits your voice? How do you identify it? But sometimes we find it difficult to sing in many keys. But I think when we get a particular key, we can sing. So how do you identify your key to sing? That's my question. Thank you very much.
Okay, Tony, before you sign out, how many people are you watching the Zoom with? I get a feeling you are not alone there.
Actually, my friends in Ghana are watching, but here I'm yet to have a friend because I'm new.
So you're alone. Okay, all right, that's good. Okay. So Mabongi, are you fine with the questions, so we can take them quickly?
Yes.
A set of questions.
Yes. All right. I've been writing everybody's questions, and as I'm writing and you're asking your questions, I think some of them I'll probably cover them with some other questions as we go. All right, so let's go back to the very first one. I think that was Abigail. She said, "Oh my word, what did I write? How do you identify your key?" Is that what you said? As a singer.
How do you identify your voice?
Your voice. I hope she could have elaborate it more, like when she says, how do you identify your voice, like what do you mean exactly? But maybe this is what I will say. Okay, so first of all, your don't try to sound different from the way you sound when you talk. So excuse me, your singing voice is an extension of your talking voice. So don't try and sound like different or try and sound a certain way. It's literally your own voice. This is just you with a pitch behind it. Even as I'm talking, even as I'm talking, even as I'm talking. So that's really that's how music is. I hope I got her question right. I really hope I got her question right. But I think for me the greatest thing is that don't try and find like a mystical voice that you have somewhere. Literally, your singing voice is just an extension of your talking voice. It's literally an extension of your talking voice. So I think that's how you can find your voice. And when she said, how do you find your voice? Maybe she also wanted to say, how do you identify what type of voice you are? For example, I'm an alto. I kind of steal a few soprano notes up there, but like normally I'm an alto. I wouldn't call myself a soprano, and I wouldn't exactly call myself a tenor, as much as I can sing soprano if I have to. I can sing tenor if I have to. So I've got 4 sisters, right? Three older sisters and 1 younger sister. So we used to sing a lot when we were growing up, and I used to sing soprano or alto depending on who's there and who's not. So I think for me that's the greatest advice that I can give you. Your singing voice is just an extension of your talking voice. So that's really who you are. I hope I got her first question right? And then she talked about high notes and how do you hit high notes without cracking, right? That's a really good question right there, because it happens to the lot of us. It still happens to me as well. But for me, the moment I try to hit high notes and my voice is cracking, it's either I didn't drink enough water. So not just that day, but that week. So I must also be checking myself. Am I drinking enough water? Am I properly hydrated? Because if there's a lack of water in your body is going to distribute water into your major organs. Your spleen, your heart, your liver. Your vocal cords are going to be at the bottom of the list. But if you're well hydrated, then your vocal cords are also happy, right? That's the first thing that I'll say. And another thing could
Mabongi,
be,
your video is off. I don't know why. It's
okay. It's possible that can I go on without it, or should I just wait for JP to quickly fix it?
Okay, then go ahead. You go ahead. We can hear you. So
Okay. I think it could be that my battery on my, because I'm using an actual camera, so I think my camera battery probably just went out. All right, but do allow me to go on, right? So another thing, as I was saying, that when you hit high notes and your voice starts cracking, it's probably because maybe you are tense, right? There's tension on your neck. I love you, Jesus. There's a bit of tension on your neck. Another thing as well could be that you're emotional. Yes, I did say it. Emotional. So your emotions, they affect your voice, like seriously they do. I'm sure like most of us have heard or have experienced someone who tried to sing while they are crying or something like that. Some people can try and just hold themselves and be able to sing, but some people just it's difficult to sing and cry at the same time. So being emotional as well. So sometimes being emotional could be that you are tapping into the song, excuse me, or you're singing the song, when I remember what the Lord has done, I will never go back anymore. And you are really remembering what God has done, and you want to go higher, but then it kind of makes you shed a tear or two, and that becomes a bit difficult for you to hit high notes. So that could be the reason why. Another reason, number 4, could be that you don't have enough air, right? You have not taken in air to be able to hit those high notes. But then I've got a little exercise that I do myself, because the cracking, it happens to me sometimes, depending on any of the 4 reasons that I've given above or anything else. Right, there's a little exercise that I do. It's gonna sound a bit silly, but it works. So you just go like ah. See, even now I had it like a little a bit. So ah ah ah. So you kind of sound like a siren. It's a bit irritating for the next person, but that really, really works. So ooh. So if you do that like over and over again, especially just before you sing, maybe after doing your warm up routine, then just do a bit of that. It really helps to minimize the crack in your voice. All right, allow me to move to Gabriel's question. I think he said, can you over warm up and can it affect your voice? I do think you can, because when you're warming up, it's not like your vocal cords are not really working yet. They are working just at a minimal pace. So they're working just at a minimal pace. But if you have to warm up for like an hour or two, by the time you have to sing, your vocal cords are like, we're not about that life. We're tired, bruh. You've been doing this warming up thing for a while. So it is possible to over warm up. It is possible to over warm up, especially just before you sing. Unless you are doing your warm up exercises or you're just at home, you just want to get used to it, or you just want to get really, really good at it, and you're practicing your technique and all that stuff. So if you're home and yes, you're doing that for like an hour or two, that is fine, or 3 when we're rehearsing or doing stuff in church or somewhere else, that is fine, because then after that you're not really going on stage, you're going home and your vocal cords are going to get some rest. But just before you have to sing, it is possible to over warm up. So for me, I would feel like maybe like 30-40 minutes max, depending on your voice though. So it is possible to over warm up, and by the time you have to sing, your vocal cords could be tired already. So that's how it can affect you negatively. So just try and do a moderate kind of warm up, and try and keep quiet. Oh my word, vocalists are the loudest people I have ever met. Even here, like they talk, they laugh, they just have fun. They just, a ball of fire. I know some of you are smiling because you know yourselves. The moment you hit that rehearsal room, oh my gosh, my friend, I'm not seeing you in a few days. La da 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 da. We're just talking, and when we're talking, we are also using our vocal cords. So please try and stay quiet, singers. That is really, really good for you. That's silence. Okay, so Mame Amma wanted me to talk about the mixed register. Okay, so for me, the mixed register is I know you guys have asked me a few questions, and some of them technical, some of them not that technical really. But at the end of the day, when you sing, unless someone is a professional singer, they are kind of scrutinizing what you're singing and how you're singing. But when you talk about the mixed register, it's like mixing chest and head, or head and falsetto. And the exercise that I was giving to Bridget, right? I think it also helps, right, for you to be able to get your registers, to get a smooth transition from chest to head to falsetto, or even to your whistle tone, which is up there. Okay, that's like Mariah Carey type of level when they do that whole screaming thing, right? And another exercise as well that you can do to get your transitions easier and smoother from chest to head or to your falsetto is just take the word hanger. The hanger that we use to hang clothes? Yes, that same word. So the word hanger. So you just start on remember today we did 1 2 3 4 5 4 3 2 1. So basically what you do is just 5 4 3 2 1, hanger, 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 and just keep going up and up like that. But make sure that you're not straining or hurting your voice. The moment you start feeling pain on your throat, just stop immediately. It doesn't matter when or how or what's happening, but the moment you're doing your exercises or your warm-ups or whatever that you could be doing, and you start feeling pain, just stop immediately. And this pain continues to happen, you have to go and see a doctor, an ear, nose, and throat doctor, to check out what is happening. So that's an important thing to do. So that little exercise, it helps for quite a few things. Hanger. So just remember that. Hanger, hanger, hanger. So that is really, really important, right? I want to move to JP's question. He says, how do you control yourself in the heat of the moment? Type of vibe. I think I can relate to that, and most of us can relate to that, especially as worship leaders. You get to the point where, everything is like right up there. The band, they are pushing with you. The choir is pushing and singing with you, and you're right like at the peak of your song, and you still need to be able to sing. If you're doing 2 services, for example, or you're doing even if you're not doing 2 services, but you just need to be able to just hold on and be able to sing as well after that, and not kill your voice immediately, right? So for me, it's something that I really have to think about. When you're singing, so many things are happening in your mind. Let me just talk about me. So many things are happening in my mind. I'm trying to focus, to give all my focus to God, and at the same time, I want what I'm giving to God to be good, something to be really, really excellent. I don't just want to say, oh, just because I'm just pouring my heart out to God, I can just sing anyhow. No, I still have to maintain control as a singer. I like the scripture that he quoted, that the spirit of a prophet is under a prophet, and the spirit of a vocalist must be under a vocalist. So here in SA, there's a thing that, okay, maybe not just here, but I've seen or heard a lot of people growl. So growling is more like, ah, yeah, that kind of singing. It's okay for me, right? I'm just thinking about me right now. I can growl once, twice, 3 times not in a song, just in the whole evening. But if I'm gonna spend more time growling, there is gonna be trouble after that. By the time you talk to me after service, I'll probably be talking like this, like, we thank God. You don't want that for your voice. So it becomes really, really important to pace yourself as well. I know when we are in the heat of the moment, we just want to hit up there, and we're really way up there. So these are some of the things that you really need to practice yourself. And I remember when we did another recording, and the musician in me is like, come on, girl, hit that thing. And I'm like, whoa, hold up, wait a minute. It's not time. Because I could feel that push from everybody. Sometimes something just wants to break open from the inside of you, even from the beginning of the song. That's when you need to use your wisdom as a singer to say, okay, not yet. So there's so many things that really go into singing and into ministry at the same time, that all these technical things that we're talking about, you need to do them over and over and over and over and over again, that they become second nature, that by the time you hit the pulpit, I'm not thinking about, okay, Mabongi, you need to breathe. No, this is something that is second nature to me now, that I don't have to think about my breathing. I know if I take enough air, I'll be able to go through this line and the next place and the next place, and so on and so forth. Okay, I think I've said a lot concerning that. I'm going to move on to the next question. Miss Josie said, when I sing for an hour or so, I lose my voice. What am I doing wrong? Okay, there could be different things that are affecting, or that are getting you to lose your voice after singing for a while. Okay, one of them could be that you are not properly mic'd. That really happens a lot, that you are struggling to hear yourself. And as singers, if we can't hear ourselves, automatically we want to raise the volume. And the moment you raise the volume, there's no way you'll compete with speakers and guitars and keyboards and drums. There's just no way you'll be able to compete with them, because your voice is just your voice. So it could be that you are not properly mic, therefore you're struggling to hear yourself, and therefore you're pushing harder, and that kills your voice quicker. Or your technique, or you could just be using your full voice the whole time, like you're belting the whole time, or the keys are high. When the keys are high, it's easy for you to lose your voice quicker, right? So you just need to make sure you're properly mic'd, and your technique as well. So how you're singing, I think I'm just gonna circle that one out, right? Because the other ones could be either or, but maybe let's zoom into that one, like your technique. How are you singing, right? If I'm gonna be, especially backing, I absolutely love backing. I think I started being a backing singer before I released my own albums and stuff like that, and that's a job I used to really really love so much. And if we have to do like Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday morning I'm leading worship at my church, there is no way I'll be able to by Sunday my voice should be gone. So your technique really plays a very very big role here, and make sure you are in the right part. I know in church sometimes they can be like, no Mabongi, when you are definitely soprano, and I know myself my range is not really that, but because my worship leader is running out of sopranos, she's got like 3 sopranos and 10 altos, and she's like, no Mabongi, you sound like you can, so go to soprano, move immediately to soprano. That is also possible that you are not in the right section where you're supposed to be. So your technique becomes really important. Now, if you're gonna be singing full voice for an hour, that is definitely strenuous, right? It is definitely tiring. It's for me, it's not sustainable. Even if I can manage to sing a full song in my chest voice or in my full voice, but I'll struggle for the next song and the next song and the next song. So you want to work with your different voices, right? For lower notes and stuff like that, yes, you can be in your chest voice, but as soon as you move a bit higher, move to your head voice, move to your falsetto sometimes. But you need to practice it, because sometimes singing like up here, it's not everybody's top voice, it's not everybody's head voice or everybody's falsetto that is that strong. Mine wasn't as well, but because I was so curious, like why can't I get this thing right? I was so obsessed with it. I literally practiced it day in and day out, and it got stronger and stronger and stronger. And when I'm singing, I'm not hurting my voice at all. It's a strategy that I really really use. Now, how am I doing that? I know I'm kind of staying here a bit longer, but allow me to just explain this. How I'm doing that is okay, so you've in your mouth, right? You've got the roof of your mouth. You can feel it with your tongue. You've got your hard palate, which is just here, right? Just be behind your teeth here, and then when you move back, you can feel it with your tongue. When you keep moving back, then there's that soft part. If you're checking it out now, and then you can probably feel it, right? There's that soft part that's like your soft palate. So how I'm singing like that is I lift up the soft palate to kind of to block my nasal airway, right? So my sound is not really coming out of my nose, first of all. It's coming fully out of my mouth. But the moment I lift my soft palate, then it makes... This is hard to explain because you can't see what I'm talking about. But if you kind of lift your soft palate, and if you want to know if you're doing it right or not, just hold your nose. So if you're getting sound coming out like this, you're definitely doing it wrong. Now my soft palate is raised. That's how you can check if your soft palate is raised or not. So if your sound is coming out like this, it's definitely not right. That makes life easier. So that's another technique that you can employ, especially when you are going for your higher notes. We give you all the That's where I'm at. Remember, I'm not really a soprano, so that's the technique that I use for high notes, and it's able to hold me down for a while. I really hope that was helpful. Okay, let's go to TMC. I think when we're talking about the little thing about raising your soft palate now, kind of covered TMC's question. I think where he was talking about registers being able to move up and down. Still the same exercise. Hanger will help you to merge and not sound like hanger or hanger. It's even painful for the ears for somebody who is listening to you sing. So hanger, I'm back to my chest voice. Hanger, hanger. Okay, I was completely like up there, right? Then you also asked, how do you find your favorite key? I think my favorite key, for me, it's probably C sharp. Honey, can you tell me to C sharp, please?
The pay is maximum.
Right, so for it depends on the on the kind of songs, but I think I can sing C sharp. Yeah, I can sing most of my, like, quite a few songs on C sharp. So there's something that I love doing at church, where the songs that I'm leading one after the other, I want to put them in the same key, unless, so the one that needs a higher key, I'll probably maybe end with it or something like that. But then for me to move from one key to the next, I think my favorite key is C sharp. And it's not really favorite because I chose it to be favorite, but it's because of my range, right? It's because of my range. And I'm lost without you. Ooh. And then maybe if we had to go, Father, we adore you. We lay our lives, I'm still in the same key, before you. And that's because of my range, right? So that's more like of a comfortable place, and it's comfortable because of my range. I'm trying to think of another song that I can go to. I love you, Jesus, still in the same key. I worship and adore you, still in the same key. I can move to okay, I can't think of any more songs, but you are Alpha and Omega, we give you all. Okay, I just didn't want to make noise in the house, but it's because of my range. So for me, most songs are more comfortable on C sharp. It's easy to move from one song to the next. So that depends on your range. So you can find your favorite key just by checking your range, like more the middle part of your range. Then that makes it easier to find a key that is your favorite key. All right, and you spoke about how to release tension. Oh yes, how to release tension. Okay, so if you've got like a whole lot of tension, especially around your neck or anything like that, before you even start singing, just do like a neck roll, right? And just kind of roll your head round and round like this. That kind of really helps as well, and it kind of feels nice. Right, so that would be like a thing that I do as well, where I just kind of roll my head, and then I'll do my breathing exercises, or just take a few deep breaths. All right, and then that really helps so much, and my lip trills kind of help me relax as well. And another thing is you can do is like shoulder rolls as well. If you can just roll your shoulders back and forth, that kind of really, because sometimes, you know, when the tension could be anything, could be stuff that you're going through currently that is just weighing you down, and that your body is just kind of, you know, so sometimes you can just literally do physical things. So you can roll your shoulders, you can roll your neck a bit, do a bit of your lip trills and stuff like that. So, but just you just try and relax as much as you can. I had a student who, before he sang, he would do this. like, I would tell him, okay, no, keep your shoulders down. He would just literally do this. I don't know. It's like if he doesn't do this, he felt like he can't sing well. And for me, that was like a serious struggle. Excuse me. So I would tell him, no, relax, don't raise your chest. Well, he came for that one day and he kind of ran away. Maybe I kind of scared him. Like, this girl thinks I don't know what I'm doing. So if you can just try and stay as relaxed as possible. If you're standing, take a deep breath and just stay as relaxed as possible. And humming also will help. I don't know what I am humming. Okay, right. Let's go to Victor Hazel. He spoke about control, dynamics, and when do you go up and down. All right, so with control and dynamics, that is anchored on your breathing. That is really, really anchored on your breathing. Because if I can sing, songs have got a tendency of just running away when you need them. Take everything. I don't want it. I don't need it. God, won't you take everything? All that is anchored on my breathing, because if I can go, oh, oh, victory belongs to Jesus, right? Victory belongs to Him. All that is really anchored on my breathing. Oh, victory belongs to Jesus. Victory belongs to Him. So all that is really, really anchored on my breathing. That's how I'm able to control my voice. To go up or down, to go loud or to go soft, all that is really, really anchored on my breathing. So I kind of limit the amount of breath that I need. Somehow I need like a little more breath when I sing at the bottom of my range, like I did now. Victory belongs to Him. Oh, victory belongs to Jesus. Victory belongs to Him. And the higher I go, actually, if I have to go, I use a little less air than I do when I'm at the bottom. That's just how it is. So I need more air to support my very, very low notes, and I need less air for the high notes. All right. I hope I'm answering all your questions right, guys. All right. And then Carol Jane says, how do you effortlessly modulate like that? Okay, so my ear has been trained. I've been singing for quite a little while, so my ear is used to the sound. So it's all about you getting used to the sound, and I understand what's happening on the keyboard. I understand how many, like, I understand if someone says semitone, I know it's like T-do, that's a semitone, and a whole tone, do re, do re. So that thing really helps me. But then back to where I started again. Let's play the A flat major scale, right? Do, so do re mi fa sol la ti do, ti la so fa mi re do. That sound is embedded in my head so much that if someone says, okay, we're gonna go up a semitone, I already know where exactly we have to go. And then if we have to go up a whole tone, I know if like do re mi, if we have to go a whole tone up, and we are here, do re la 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 la, then I'm already in the next key. So I think it's because I understand, I've got like basic keyboard knowledge. I might not be able to play really but I've got basic keyboard knowledge. That really helps. So if you can get like basic keyboard knowledge, that really helps. But some people are able to do that without really knowing how to play. But what you need to understand is, I think this I think should go sorry, for everybody, especially as church singers. I feel it's important for us to know like basic things, just basic things, like if we are talking about a semitone, what's a semitone, what's a whole tone, or what's a half step, what's a whole step, little things like those, the difference between a bar and a chorus, or when okay, let's go to the bridge, what are we talking about, just little things like those. They're really important. Let's just make that effort, and it's actually so great to talk to singers or talk to musicians and say, okay, we're just gonna do this for one chorus, for example, or one cycle, okay, or we're gonna do a modulation when we get to the 16th bar, okay, but that's a bit extreme, we don't really talk in bars. We're talking about, at least I know what a chorus is, a verse, a bridge, just little things. So we're not gonna go too deep into music terms, but it's really important for us to just know those basic things and those little things. So my ear has been trained so much that it, as I said earlier, it becomes second nature. So that's what you need to learn. But a great starting point. Don't feel discouraged, like, there's no way. I mean, this one went to school and studied for 4 years, and there's no way I'll know it overnight. It actually is possible. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That's your starting point. If you can get that sound like in your head so much, it's gonna be easier for you to just move from your from one key to the next, yeah, okay, allow me to move on. But maybe one more thing before I go on as well, to add to being able to sing in pitch as well. If I know my major scale, so after I learned my major scale, I had this thing where when I hear a song, okay, let me take okay, I'm trying to think of an easy song, but my mind is just not really working with me right now. So whenever I would hear a song playing, I would try to match it with my tonic solfa. For example, if I hear "You are Alpha and Omega," then in my head I'd try and sing it do re mi fa mi. Oh my word, that did wonders for my ear, because now I'm hearing, okay, if do is here and so, that's like, okay, do so, that's like 5. That really automatically was tuning my ear as time goes on. I don't know how to stress this enough. If you can just know your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do, that thing will just really do wonders for singing. Okay, I think I'm taking a lot. Let me go to Tony's question. He says, I think he says, how do you know when to modulate or how to modulate? I think it's the same thing, more or less, what we're talking about with Carol's question. It's well, in this case, I was just showing you guys. I I was showing you guys what to do. I mean, like, I was also guiding him as well, because he's like right behind me trying to play as well. So this was just for me to guide him. Go, okay, fine, let's take it to the next key and to the next key and stuff like that. But normally in a band setup, I wouldn't modulate alone. It's something that is planned with the band. And by the way, I've had instances where a song has to move from one key to the next key, like to modulate immediately. You know how other songs, then they'll go to 5 of the next key, and then that 5 will give us, okay, they'll go to 5 of the next key, and then 1, then we can sing. Some other songs don't have that thing. They'll just have to move immediately, like as singers, you have to move immediately with the band to the next key. And I've had instances where I'd scratch my head like, oh my word, I can't hear my starting note. And that's okay, man. Like, I've had like so many days, like so many instances, so many songs, that I'm like, okay, I'm not sure. Are we getting it right? Why are we not getting it right? So sometimes it just comes with practice, doing it over and over and over and over and over and over again. So if you're doing a song in church, in a church setup, for example, and you can't hear where where you're supposed to start. You can just ask the band to, okay, guys, what's our starting note? And then they'll play da 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 da. So when we play this, you guys are supposed to sing here, la da 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 da. Then you kind of memorize that sound and you just go with it. So the more you do it, the more you get used to it, and that's how easy it becomes after a while, right? I think Tony also asked, how do you identify a key that is suitable for you? Right. I think I kind of covered this earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I kind of covered this earlier. It also depends on your range and all that stuff. Yeah, I think that was the last question.
Yeah, Tony's was the last question.
Right. Okay, I wish I could see some of your comments, guys. I've been busy talking. I know JP says he saw a couple of comments about ear training, like how do you train your ear, for example, to be able to hear that. As I said, I do have some exercises that I've created for my students, but for me, the starting point again, as I said, your major scale, your tonic solfa, do re mi fa sol la ti do. Everything really just starts there, and you can just build other things from there. But if you know just your major scale and take it from there, it will do wonders for your singing. Are we taking more questions, sir?
All right, I think we have. I'd like to take 3 if you're ready for that, but I want to really.
Okay.
I end at 9.
Okay.
So I'll just take 3 questions.
All right, sir.
I'll take Emmanuel Awule, Effizi Keys. I think he has spoken already. And then I'll take Liz and Sandra. Ima, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
Please, where are you speaking from?
I'm speaking from West Legon.
You make your question very brief.
I want to know. Thank you. Good. I only have one question to ask. My question is, with the vocal, how do you do it? Can you practice that yourself, or you could get a keyboardist with you to do that, or the singer could do it for himself or herself? That's my question.
Okay.
I didn't get the first part. You said with the vocal what, sir?
Is it the vocal warm-ups?
Or with the vocal?
I mean,
you said with the vocal warm-ups?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much.
Gabriel,
Liz.
What foods?
Let's go to Liz and Sandra Bakidamte. But let's go to Liz. Liz.
Yes.
Good evening. And where are you speaking from?
Evening. I'm speaking from Ghana. Ho.
Where's up?
Yeah. Yo.
Like I have a
O4.
The view.
O4.
O4. Nice. Let's go.
Okay. Yeah, she was talking about how to release stress. I couldn't get the point very well, but I only heard of humming. That's the So I want to get some of the tips here.
On releasing the stress or tension.
The stress.
Sandra Bakidamte.
Yes. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, Miss Sandra.
Hi, Sandra. You're welcome. And where are you speaking from?
I'm speaking from Kaswa in Ghana.
Great. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Okay. So my question is, are there particular foods that Mabongi would advise us against because they probably have adverse effects or negative effects on the vocal cords?
Okay. I'll take Daniel Victor and Galaxy J4. Let me go to Daniel Victor.
Hello, Pastor Edwin.
Hi,
hello, sir.
Hello, you're welcome.
All right, thank you for this opportunity. Please, I want to ask, Sometimes when I'm singing, I hear more like two sounds. I don't know whether it's a normal thing or it's a problem, so that I know what to do with it.
One is yourself, the other is the Holy Ghost.
I'm trying not to laugh. Oh my word, Pastor Edwin.
Let's go to Galaxy J4. I really want to close at 9. Galaxy J4. Hey, take your
Hello.
chances. Hi.
Hello, Pastor Edward.
Hi, where are you calling from? In your name, please.
Please, I'm called Filipina and I'm calling from Ukraine. I'm speaking from
Filipina.
Ukraine.
Okay, Ukraine. Okay, nice.
Okay. Mrs. Mabongi, hello.
Hi, how are you, my dear?
I'm fine. Thank you for the lecture. Thank you for the.
You are more than welcome.
Thank you. Okay, my question goes like, how do you control your breathing whilst you are swelling up in a song? Like when you go like, you are swelling up. Like, how do you control your breathing when you are swelling up in a song? Thank you.
When you are swelling, okay, crescendo. The way you said it, it will sound like when you are okay. As a woman, okay. Abigail,
Oh.
but she doesn't understand. Don't worry. But I mean, it sounds like your body is swelling. You know, like. But I know you mean crescendo.
Yeah, Pastor.
Okay.
Who is speaking now? Is it Pharaoh? Abigail, sorry. Let's unmute Abigail so that I can. Oh, this will be the last question. Was Pharaoh speaking?
He was talking to me in the background.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Abigail.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, Miss Abigail.
I would thank you so very much, Pastor Edwin. Thank you so very much, Mabongi.
You are speaking from where?
I'm speaking from Wajapi in Accra.
Yeah, okay.
Mabongi, please, I would like your opinion on occasionally fusion runs from different genres into a particular song that you may be doing at a particular point in time. For example, let's say you're doing a ballad and then you have perhaps a blues run or perhaps a full Spanish genre. Is that okay or is that
right? Okay.
And see the second one real quick.
Hey, I beg, Abigail, my time is running.
I was struggling. I was starting to hear a bit. Her volume was a bit low.
Abigail, let's take just one question, okay? Another time because of our time. So Mabongi, she's asking whether in terms of applying riffs and runs, you can take a riff or a run from a particular genre and apply it somewhere. So let's say we hear you do a lot of blues, you know, and you apply it on a simple ballad, or you're doing reggae, you know, you are doing some.
I hear you now.
Runs.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
It's really used when you are doing some particular genre. So let's go with the try and weave through the questions for us.
All right. Let me. We started with Emmanuel, right? Where he asked, "Can you do all these vocal warm-ups? Can you do it on your own, or you need, an instrumentalist to help?" There are things that you can do on your own, but there are things where you will need an instrument to help you and to guide you and to sharpen your ear. Because if you're doing it on your own, as a singer, there are other notes that you won't hit them like as clear and as accurate as possible. It happens to me sometimes where, a note will be hit, and the first time around I'll kind of sing above it or below it. Our voices are not like a perfect pitch type of instruments, although there are other people who have perfect pitch in the world, but it's actually a handful of them, very, very few. But generally, you would need an instrumentalist to help you. That's why with my students, what I've done is I've created exercises for them to be able to, it's something they can just play in their phone. Just it plays in your phone, then you sing along with it, or you sing whatever it plays, and then you also sing that whatever. So it also helps with the ear. But the things that you can do alone, for example, it's your lip trills. Okay, that's like easy. It's like a quick fix type of warm up, if I can do it that way. But with something else, if I have to go do re mi fa sol fa mi re do, or some of those things, I would need help of an instrument, or at least something that is recorded that I can sing along to be able to stay in the right pitch and to be singing the right notes and the right things. All right. Okay, Liz wanted me to go back to talk about releasing strain. Again, the reason why you would have strain again on your neck could be even the way you sing. All right. I don't know which part that she got, but the first thing that I said was that when you kind of start rolling your head like this, all around, it kind of helps to get all your muscles here going, and even your shoulders when you kind of move your shoulders up and down and up and down, and you can just tilt your head to the left and tilt your head to the right. You can tilt your head back and tilt your head forward. That kind of helps to release the strain around your neck, and then you can do a bit of lip trills as well before you start singing. So those are some of the things that you can do to try and release strain around your neck. Okay, and then Sandra asked about particular foods. Okay, so I've got this little book that I put together for my students, right? I wish I could share it somehow, but I'm gonna read from it because it's actually quite a bit. I'm not gonna read everything, but I'm just gonna read.
Is it on Amazon?
A few things. No, it's not a book.
Is it like a pamphlet?
That I've released to sell. I just give it to all my students. I put it together for my students. I kind of teach from it as well, but it just got quite a bit of information for when they read. I teach from it, but mainly it's got just information that is really good for them to know. So I've got a chapter here where I talk about diet as well. But let me just mention a few things. Right, so the things not eat, right, things that you should not eat. I'm not talking about overall, but things that you should stay away from if you have to sing the next day, for example, or the same day. So if you have to sing today or this morning or today, like later in the day, stay away from dairy, right? Yogurt, cheese, and just other dairy things. They kind of create phlegm around your throat. They create a whole lot of phlegm around your throat. So dairy, stay away from. Processed sugar, stay away from. I kind of mentioned caffeine earlier, that I feel like it dries my throat. Caffeine is one of them that dries your throat. Very oily foods and very spicy foods. Some of these things can even give you acid reflux, which is not good for your vocal cords as well. So some of these things, I'm not saying don't eat them at all. But if you are singing the following day or tomorrow morning, for example, today, just stay clear of stuff like that. For breakfast, don't have cereal. Rather have something else, have some fruits and stuff like that. Butter, stay away from ice water. Well, ice water is kind of it's the moment I drink cold water, even my muscles around my throat, I feel like they're kind of tensing up. Then I start to feel a bit of an irritation on my throat. I used to love crushing ice with my teeth. But I don't do that anymore. Stay away from alcohol, from spicy food. And there's a thing where people say, before I sing, I just don't eat anything at all. Unless you're fasting. If you're fasting, it's a different case. Where they're like, no, I just don't eat anything at all because, I'll do my best when I'm hungry. Dude, when I'm hungry, I struggle to sing because I don't have energy. So what you want to do, you want to eat at least an hour or 2 hours before you have to sing. and you allow your body to focus on digestion for the next 2 hours or so, then you can always eat something after the show as well. So something else that is good to eat, I said fresh fruit, obviously, chicken, fish, nuts are really good, room temperature water, peanut butter. I've been to a lot of shows where people are given water from the fridge, like the singers on stage, and I'm like, are you trying to sabotage these guys? Because the moment you drink water from the fridge, it's like your vocal cords or even muscles around your neck, they just tense up like that, and it becomes even difficult to sing if you drink water from the fridge. So water that is good for you to drink even on stage, no matter how hot it is. Don't fall for this trick that it's too hot, so we need cold water. Do not fall for that trick. It is just going to sabotage your singing. So always drink room temperature water all the time, even if it's very, very, very hot. You rather drink cold water when you know, okay, I'm done singing for the day and it's too hot. Yes, you can drink very cold water, but normally do not do it. It really just going to work against you. Okay, Daniel said, when I sing, I hear two sounds. Okay, I don't know if I can say it's a special gift. If you're harmonizing yourself like perfectly, then you definitely have a gift there. But if it's just that voice that when you're singing, there's another one that goes JP is laughing, guys. I'm trying to keep my straight voice. It really does happen. Wait. So when you sing and you just hear like voice at the back, that can be good for you. So it could either be the fact that you're not
It's just the comments people are passing.
it could be the fact that you're not
Somebody says it's a personal harmony. Daniel Victor, don't mind them. We'll get them.
I'm looking at that comment, personal harmony. Okay, it could be that you're not properly warmed up. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, earlier this year, right? I went to audition for something. I went to audition for something, a very big brand. Allow me not to mention it, but a very big brand of music, and it's something that actually happens in America. So I was supposed to audition for that. If I do make it through, and they pick me, and then I was to fly to America and be there for like 2 months or something like that. So I went to audition for that thing. And guess what? I walk into the audition room, and the room is so cold. Oh my word! Like I was freezing. It was in February. Yes, that day was raining, and I did have a bit of I did have like a jacket on because it was raining, and it had been cold for those like 2-3 days around that day. So yeah, I did have something warm to put on and all that stuff. And the general room, like the room they put all of us in, it was okay. It was nice and warm. But the actual audition room was very, very cold because they had a lot of lights and they had a lot of cameras and all that stuff. So when I was in that room, even when I was just outside waiting for my turn to go in, I was really feeling cold. And I was on my lip trills the whole time, maybe for like more than 30 minutes. I was going... I had done a proper warm up, and then I was just going on and on and on. Because in my head I'm like, oh, okay, don't blow this, my boy. This is really, really big. You need to go in there, just put your best foot forward. And guess what? I go in there. I don't know. It's like my voice was like, so you think you can do this? And I did like they asked for like a Zulu song, and then I sang that, and then they asked for a different song. I think I picked like a Travis Green song. And then I sang that, and as I'm going a bit up, I wanted to hit like a high note. And as I'm going up, and guess what? Another voice was like, hey, I'm here too. And when I went up, I was like, ah! And I was like, oh my goodness, what happened there? Like I continued as if I didn't hear anything. When I left there, I was kicking myself the whole way home. I think the drive was about an hour home. I was kicking myself the whole time, like, at an important part like that, like an important audition like that, why did you have to do that to yourself? So the room was very cold. I was cold myself, and I was struggling to sing. Like I could not perform at my best because I was really, really cold that day. So that actually it actually does happen. So when you're hearing two voices, just go over and over again. Remember that little exercise that I gave you where you go keep on doing that, over and over again. It's something you need to practice. If the more you go higher, because I know this probably happens when you sing higher, especially and hanger. Keep on doing that over and over and over and over again, and make sure you're well hydrated. Just drink lots of water, not just when you're singing or just before you sing, just as a general rule. Just drink lots of water. It will help you as well. So it could be that your vocal cords are a bit dry as well, so they've got this cracky kind of sound. Okay, I really hope that helps.
Jackie says, what is the right approach to vocal exercises? For example, 1, chest, 2, mixed voice, 3, head, 4, resonance, etc. Could you give me a good approach of vocal?
Okay, I'm seeing Jackie's comment. Allow me to come back to it after I've taken care of Galaxy J4's question. It says, how do you control your breathing when you're swelling up, especially? Oh my word! See that trick of kind of raising your soft palate up and down. I've done that like so much that it's second nature to me. So if I have to sing, I love you, Jesus. I love you, Jesus. It becomes a bit easier, but as I said, all of this is really anchored in your breathing. So you just need to practice it. You just need to do it over and over and over and over again. Keep trying it. I have met people who like, especially in my training of choirs and worship teams, where if I say to them, okay guys, so the first line we are all going to sing, I love you, Jesus. Okay, they'll be like, okay, cool, let's go. And then they'll be like, I love you, Jesus. And they'll be sure they've actually done it. And I'm like, no, that was actually on like one level. Try again. I love you, Jesus. So it's all about your breathing. Again, my technique of being able to raise my soft palate up and down, that's where it comes on. So just practice it over and over again. I love you, Jesus. I worship and so with singing, most of the things you'll have to try it yourself. It's one thing for me to come and talk to you guys about it, but then it's another thing for you to go and try it out at home. I learned quite a few tricks just trying things out at home. For example, even this whole thing of lifting my soft palate and singing high. This I discovered after I left school. All those years of being at music school, I couldn't crack it. But when I left school, I started trying things out, like, how can I approach this? And then I'd go, we give you all. No, it doesn't sound, oh, and I'm recording myself, by the way, right? I'm recording myself doing all these things, trying to find exactly what will work for Mabongi, what works for my voice. I'm more of an alto. What is nicer? Like, we give you all. No, we give you all. No, we give you all. No, we give you all the glory. So what I'm doing there is just to try and find the right voice that I think actually sounds great. And when I play it back, I'm like, okay, what did I do there? I think that sounds better. And when I do it, there's less strain than when I tried, we give you all. Already my throat is like, ooh, all the glory. Already, I can feel that I'm straining. So try different things on your own. It's I can explain everything that I've learned over the years, but just go out there and try it. Try it yourself. Just pick a song, and after warming up, by the way, after doing your breathing exercises, then just pick a song and just sing it and try different things. Try and shaping your vowels differently. All R A's your e's, your o's, your oo's, how you place your words and stuff like that. Just try it. I promise you that works way better than me just coming and talking to you guys about stuff. So you have to try out these things. Like, that whole try and lift your soft palate thing. You're gonna look a bit silly, but try it and hold your nose and and figure out what am I doing there for me to be able to get that sound. So nope, it's not supposed to sound nasal. Oh, okay, I can do it without holding my nose at all. So I think my ultimate advice to you guys would be just go out there and try all these things, right? Okay, so Abigail's question, she talked about different using certain runs in different songs and stuff like that. There's what we call singing in the style. I love that you asked that question because as singers, I've seen so many singers do this because they've got this one special run. You'll hear it everywhere. From Cape to Cairo, you will hear that one special run. Of course, we all do have that distinct thing that when you hear like it's part of a vocabulary, as a singer. If you hear then I know that is definitely Abigail singing. We all have those little things that somehow we can't run away from. That Father, we adore. I love you, Jesus. We do have that thing, but there's what we call singing in style. I think you noticed when I sang. What was the first song that we sang again? Was it Jehovah is your name? Someone was like, I was looking forward to those riffs and runs. It's not all the time where I will employ such techniques. There is beauty in using long notes. Okay, I know I'm kind of deviating a bit, but it's not really that. There is so much beauty when you use just long notes rather than trying to use riffs and runs everywhere. Right? I think for me, as a mature singer, we're able to see your maturity when you know all these things here, but you decide to just pick one or two and use those, in your whole shelf of riffs and runs. So singing in style is very much important. It is very, 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 very much important. That even I think I heard somewhere you're talking about a ballad. With ballads mostly, you find I'll use a whole lot of long notes. For me, I feel like they just work beautifully. And there's a concept of space, right? Thank you, Holy Spirit, for reminding me of this. The space concept. So the space concept is just this: I do not have to sing everything everywhere. Allow the song to breathe. Give the song space. Like, give yourself space. Allow the song space. You literally don't have to sing everywhere. I lift my hands into. Okay, let me not use that song. Let me just go back to the same song we were singing. Do you mind helping me one more time, Mr. Pharaoh? Just one last time this evening, right? Please allow me to demonstrate this, right? So when we're talking about using riffs and lines, of course, when I'm singing a more bluesy song, I'm gonna use a more blues sound, a more bluesy kind of approach because of the nature of the song. If I'm singing, for example, if it had not been for the Lord on my side, tell me where would I be? Right? The song is like, where would I be? Okay, I didn't want to sing this, I know, but I'm just giving an example. With a song like this, I wouldn't sing a lot of long notes. I mean, the song, it's like, if it had not been for the Lord on my side, tell me where would I be? Where would I be? Of course, I'm gonna go a bit bluesy. The song allows me to do that. But imagine if I have to sing like a lot of long notes in the song. You might not know how to explain it, but it would sound a bit weird. Like, okay, what is going on? So with a song like this, I do use a more bluesy sound, a more kind of funky sound. Even my approach, a more staccato sound. Da, 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 ba, da, 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 ba, da, da, da. So that's what you would do, right? And then I saw, where is that question? I saw one question. I saw that one question that I wanted to actually talk about. So the space concept is so important, right? Jehovah, same song, right? Jehovah is your name. Just give a bit of space. Jehovah is your name. Especially when you're in the beginning. Jehovah is your name. So the space concept says I don't have to sing everything everywhere. Allow the song to breathe. Is your name. So there's something else as well as church singers that we do, where there are open spaces. Funny enough, we also don't sing there. Let's say my BVs are going, Jehovah is your name. Then they're quiet. Jehovah is your name. And they're quiet. Use more those spaces that are open, especially as the lead singer. I'm not saying don't sing when they're singing, but use even more the spaces where they're quiet, so you are able to come through as well. So to Abigail's question, my answer would be sing in the style that is there. If you are singing a ballad, try and employ more ideas or more techniques that will enhance your ballad. Like in a ballad, for example, you want to use more long notes. It makes it so beautiful. If you're doing a bit of coloring here and there, if you're doing a riff and a run here and there, it should not be too much. It should just be moderate. But then the moment you go to a song like this, then that's where you can use more of your riffs and your runs. If it's a bluesy song, go for it. Go for that blues scale, tear it upside down, just go crazy with it. Okay, I think that was the last question that we spoke about. Okay, I can't find that question that I tried to read earlier on, but yeah.
Thank you, Mabongi. I think for those of us who have more questions, I will let Mabongi speak, who has concerning a few things regarding a page, her classes. So, Mabongi, I think I saw Gerard put there when people were asking for the link to the book, and he was saying they could send it to levyuniversity@gmail. Correct me if I'm
Yes, sir. Yes, that's fine.
Levy University. Spawn, please.
Levi University, yes.
Okay. Levy
Yeah.
or Levi. Okay. Levi University at gmail.com. So please note that. We'll post it right now on the page again. Levi University at gmail.com. Send your request to Mabongi. Tell her, refer to the Zoom, and I'm sure she would answer you. And again, want to know how can someone join your vocal class?
You can, the same email address, just email me and then I'll give you all the details on how you can like literally I've got people from everywhere, like anywhere and everywhere, so you can definitely join the class because I teach via Zoom or via Skype, but I definitely prefer to teach via Zoom.
Good. So I mean that's your chance over there. Please join the class, send her a mail. Is it at a fee?
Yes, sir. This one is definitely at a fee. So the one-on-one lessons that I give are at a fee.
Okay. So thank you for being kind that you gave us this tip for free. But it means that you won't get it like this another time. If you want to get it, you have to take you have to I mean join the class and so it means you have to value this opportunity we are bringing your way to learn. Sometimes we make these opportunities free and still some people will never join and learn. And I'm telling you, your pastors are soaking their canes waiting. If you dare come back from this lockdown with that thing again you've been singing on the stage, I beg now, the pastor don't fire you. Okay. I just want you to know Mabongi is very competent at what she's doing with us now. She's so skilled. She's so blessed. She has a experience. She's a gospel artist, a recording artist in South Africa. And she's also a worship leader at a church in South Africa. She's a voice coach, like she just told us. So please follow her on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
I follow her. I mean, I just love her humility. I love the grace of God
Thank you so much, sir.
upon her life.
Thank you so much.
I'll tell you that greatness, if you ask me about greatness, God brings greatness through people. You won't find it just by becoming one easily. He will bring great people. I mean, as you go on, he will bring them along and across your path. And you have to learn to walk with them. When God brings you such opportunity, you don't pretend to be great because you are associated with greatness. You have to be humble. Then they
That's
can
true.
pour into you. And the truth is that
That's
when you get to
true.
anybody who is great, you will learn that their heart is truly humble. And that's why they are. Anybody who has been once great and is no more great, sometimes check their heart. And when I mean greatness, I don't mean the person is living in a big house and is earning big money. I mean the person has been blessed and the person does, I mean, amazing things. So thank you so much for your time. You've been on
It's
this.
my pleasure, sir. It is my absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having me and for trusting me with this. Oh my word, it is such a great honor. It is such a great honor.
I'm going to go with that phrase. Oh my word! 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 We got you over there. And thanks,
Thank you
big
so much, sir.
ups
And thank you
to
to everybody.
Mr. Gerard Ferro. Mr. Gerard Ferro is just an amazing. I see him chat with a lot of people. People want to. Some guys here want to marry South African ladies because of what they see in you. So I think he's been promising them that he will help them.
Let me clarify. I need to clarify.
He says he wants to clarify, but while he's coming, please allow me to take this moment to thank everybody for tuning in. A very big thank you to you, Pastor Edwin, for putting this together, especially for the body of Christ. This is really what we need, and this is one of the things that God has really put so dear to my heart. I mean, for a while, I took a bit of time and I was not really doing anything at all. But, you know, this zeal for the Lord's house would not let me sleep. So I am so grateful that you allowed me to just come and share what I have learned over the years and what I have learned from others and from school as well. I am so grateful. So a very big thank you to you for empowering us, especially as the body of Christ. To everybody for tuning in, for participating. You guys are just so amazing. Thank you so much.
Let's hear
Okay,
from
I'm in the
Gerard.
hot seat. I'm in the hot seat now. Listen, brothers that want to marry South African, let me tell you this. In our travel into Africa, we have realized that the love for God that the rest of Africa has is so meaningful and so profound that we find when we come back home, it's like we're coming back to shallow waters. I don't want you to ever take for granted the love that you have for God. The numbers that we see on Zoom like this, when we call out for people here, people are so complacent and all that. You hear them sing well, some of them sing well and all that, and you like the voice. I'll tell you this, for me personally, I'm talking to the brothers now, it was not the voice that moved me, but the heart that you see, the heart that you experience in a platform like this. That's actually what I saw. And I always say that if she stopped singing, I'd be okay with that. But I wouldn't be okay because I know that God has called her for that. But that's not the primary thing. So don't look for a singer, but look for a purpose-driven woman that is able to help you push what God has given you to the next level. So Yeah, before you come, get a letter from your pastor approving you and all of that. God bless you. Thank you so
God
much, Pastor
bless you,
Edwin, again
Gerald.
for hosting us. What a great
It's,
time with you.
it's always great to hear your
All right.
voice. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mabongi. Thank you. And we really appreciate you guys.
Thank you, sir.
And from all my friends on the Zoom. There are a lot of people who also join on Facebook Live. And
Oh, nice.
yes, and we want to thank you for your time. God bless you. I just want to remind
Thank
everyone
you.
here that we've learned a couple of things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you remember what she said, and the hunger.
Yes.
Hunger. Now,
Yes.
something I learned is that breathing is the railing track for all the good vocal
Yes.
dynamics. If you
Mm.
want to, but no matter what you want to do, if you're not breathing well, you will die before you end the dynamics. What I mean, die, it means that you die out in breath.
Yeah.
So your breathing exercise is good, and you will be very fine. Tomorrow, God willing, I'll be handling the session, and I'll be speaking on the struggles and successes of worship leaders.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Yes, it's going to be good. I'll be sharing some of
Mm.
the things that we really struggle with as worship leaders and as frontliners, people who stand in front, maybe by extension, recording artists, but mainly
Mm.
church folks. What we go through maritally, what we go through in area of investment, what we go through in area of opportunities, even in area of
Mm.
insecurity and all that. Please, it will be a good time. Tell your worship leader to be here. And yourself,
Yes.
I always say that if you begin singing in church, one of the journeys and one of the, how do you call it? One of your bus stops will be a worship leader. If you aim at being a worship leader, it helps you have a pastoral mindset and a pastoral heart. So join if you're an instrumentalist. Come tomorrow. Let's talk about these things, and you will share some of your stories with us. So
Mm.
God willing, tomorrow we are talking about the struggles and the successes of worship leaders, and I'll be taking
Mm.
it myself. I'll also try and summarize what we've learned so far from all the way from Steve Lawrence to Ntokozo and Obeko, and what we had, the times we had with Isaiah, Mabongi, Niela, and then we went back to Oscar. Oh, Oscar was something else. Oscar and Koda, and today Mabongi. So I'll try and just pick about two statements that I have personally learned and share on that platform. So make a date with us, God willing. We've put the links, the YouTube links, if you don't have them yet, of all the 4 sessions we've had. Please, people all around the world. Today I had one senior pastor, and a senior in the ministry all the way from Maryland. Was requesting for the YouTube links because he really thought that they were good stuff. People are sharing
Mm.
and guess what? This will heal a lot of choirs. This will help your choirs. So you can share it on your page. Discuss the things. Don't just
Mm.
listen to them. Discuss the things. By the grace of
That's true.
God, Praise TV is going to start hosting the bridge, the music bridge. We are going on TV. For your information, Praise TV is now reaching over 46 or something countries outside
Wow.
Ghana. So they've decided to host this program. God is good, and so
Wow.
we
Wow.
will,
God
yeah,
is so good.
yes,
Wow.
we will start somewhere in June, and what it means is we will look at even maybe have an audience, if not, but still have our international guests come through to share with us. That's part of the bridge crossing we are looking at, bringing ideas all the way from Pretoria to Prayaso in Ghana. So that's the idea. Um, then next week we'll be having three great friends of mine, Jesse Priestley
Woohoo.
Jesse from to the Bismarck's church. I mean, been friends from there as a worship leader before he moved to South Africa. This is Jesse Priestley, a wild, high-pitched male. I think Jesse used to back Israel Houghton. He was part of New Breed Africa. And so even if you see the haircut, it's like an Israel Houghton standing, an African Israel Houghton.
We actually did Victorious in his presence with Bishop Benjamin Dube with him.
Yes, we watched
Jesse
that.
was there too. Yes, we did that together.
Yeah. He was on the line. He was on the Zoom today.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
So this is Jesse Priestley. Look out for him. And then we would also have, he's part of this panel for Wednesday. We have Brandon. Brandon Camphor is BTC, one of BTC's lead singer. You might know him. He's this cool, handsome guy. Magnify the Lord with me. The guy who led that, he'll be on it on Wednesday. And we have our own Wache Jometer. Wache Kojo Jometer. He will be here on it. And what are they discussing? I'll let you know when the flyer come up. You get to know. I mean, serious discussion. They're going to share their personal experience in a certain area, especially in the area of service. And you want to hear their story. So thank you. It's 9:30 and it's been just amazing with Mabongi. As for my choir, they know that after this session, I'm going to have a Zoom with them on Friday. And I'm setting questions. They have no idea. I'm going to set WIAC questions and send to them. We're going to start working on these things you have taught us.
Wow.
You have to work on it seriously. Thank you for your heart, my sister.
It's my pleasure, sir. Thank you.
Just your heart. And thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
This has been the Music Bridge with myself, Edwin Dadson, and we'll come your way, God willing, tomorrow at 7. Please make sure you are here on time, 7, and at 9 we'll be done with that. Until then, we love you. Mabongi, your last words, and then we hope.
I'm just full of gratitude. That's all. Keep practicing, guys. Practice makes perfect. Well, maybe not perfect. Practice makes permanent, right? I think that's better. Practice makes permanent. So just keep on doing. Just keep on doing it, and be patient with yourself as well. I know when you've learned a new thing, you want to try it, and like in a day or two, you want to see change. Be patient with yourself. You're gonna get there. But above all, thank you so much, Pastor Edwin. Thank you so much, everybody. Everyone has really been incredible. Thank you so much. A very big thank you to Mr. Pharaoh, my husband. Thank you so much, honey, for just doing everything and being great. So thank you so much, family. We absolutely love you guys so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mabongi and Mr. Pharaoh. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
So enjoy the rest of the videos that we are going to show from Camp of Mabongi. Mabongi, I told you about your dad.
Let me try that. Zisulela yeso kayingwa so sweet zitikaka mashangwini nenso mulweni. I'm doing right. Yes, oh now. Let me try that again. Zisulela yeso kayingwa so sweet zitikaka mashangwini nenhlomulweni yesona. Everybody say uta sifulela kaingwa sitika mashangwini nenhlomulweni yes. Shout it out, say, Tunisa, Jehovah imurisiva mina Zilakandinga puma chumu Nilopozika famba Ezomeni washinya Atichabi yeso unamina Jehovah